Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk a little bit about a follow-up from last week, which is how to stay close with God when life is very busy. And I want to focus in on prayer today. Last week I challenged you to wake up and read the Bible on your Bible app. Instead of doing whatever else you do, just take 5 minutes before you wake up every morning while you're still in bed and just read a chapter of the Bible. Take about 5 minutes. But today I want to focus a little bit on prayer. As we think about the busyness of life and our summers and everything that's going on right now, whatever we do, whatever we value, we're going to make time for. Whatever we think is important, we will make time for. There's no doubt. How many of you last week did not brush your teeth at all? Anybody out there with just really stanky breath out there that just was like, I'm not brushing my teeth last week? If so, I feel really bad for your poor family that has to live with you and be in the same house as you and breathe the same air as you. But the reality is most of us probably brushed our teeth every single day last week, probably in the morning and before you went to bed. Why do we do that? Why do we have that as such a habit in our life? It's because we make that a priority. I can't remember the last time that I woke up in the morning and left my house without brushing my teeth. It is a priority in my life and I value it and I think it's important, so I make time in my day for brushing my teeth as well as you do. You could call this a non-negotiable in our life. What is a non-negotiable? Well, to negotiate is to be flexible. When I would take mission trips down to South America in Bogota, Colombia, you could go outside on the little street markets and you could negotiate a price. Like if you wanted a souvenir to take home and they said they wanted $5, you could say, hey, I'll give you $3. And a lot of times they'll negotiate with you and give you a lower price. Now, if you go to the mall, in the actual grocery store in a mall, and you want to buy a souvenir or you want to buy food or something, and you go there and you want to buy a candy bar for $2, that's a non-negotiable price. You can't go to the cashier and say, hey, I know it says $2, but can I just give you $1? It doesn't work like that in the mall. It's a set price. It's a fixed thing. It's non-negotiable. So again, like brushing our teeth is another example of a non-negotiable. Usually we don't wake up in the morning and think, I don't know if I'm going to brush my teeth today. Let me think about it. Maybe I'll just brush it tomorrow and not today. We don't do that. It's a non-negotiable. We wake up, we brush our teeth, we wash our face, we clean ourselves up and get ready for the day. We put on clothes. We do these things. They're non-negotiables. We do this every day. You don't walk out of your house naked. You don't do those things. It's a non-negotiable. You put on clothes before you leave your house. It's a fixed thing. It's something that you don't deviate from. How about one more thing that we have as a non-negotiable in our life? It's a very simple one. It's drinking water. Even if you don't like water, in some way you get water into your system because we're made up of mostly water. And so drinking water not only helps hydrate you if you're really thirsty and you play sports or something like that, but it also keeps you alive. So we're not going to just say, you know what, I'm not going to drink any water for the rest of my life because you'll die. So we value our life, so we drink water. We make drinking water a non-negotiable in our life. So what does all that have to do with staying close with God? I love what it says in the book of Psalms. Psalms 42, 1 and 2 says, as the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul pants for you, my God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When can I go and meet with God? We have to view prayer as we do with water. We'll die without water. And guess what? We'll die without prayer. If we don't communicate with God on a regular basis and keep that fellowship going and praying to God and loving on God, eventually we will drift away from God. So just as water is necessary for our body, so is prayer necessary for our souls. We can't wake up and say, you know what, I might just not pray at all today. I might just forget God's even around today. That's something we can't negotiate with. We can't negotiate with that. We have to say, God, I'm going to seek you as a deer pants for the water. So my soul is going to long for you today, and I'm going to talk to you today. I'm going to pray to you today. So how do we do that? What are ways that we can pray? How do you pray? When do you pray? Well, just like you wake up every morning and you brush your teeth, it's a habit you get into. I think the best way to do it is to wake up in the morning and set aside some time for prayer. Usually I get up in the morning and I'll make some coffee and I'll set aside some time, maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes, depending on what's going on. But I'll wake up early and set that time aside, and I'll talk to God, and I'll pray about things in my life. I'll pray for my family. I'll pray for you guys. I pray for the church. I pray for different people, things going on. Pray for my school. All those things I pray in the morning usually. Maybe I'll put on a YouTube playlist of worship music in the background, and I'll have that time set apart from God. But something else that's really neat that I've been doing that's really neat is, say I'll go for a 2-mile jog. At the end of it, instead of just getting in the car and going home or whatever, I will take an extra 15 minutes and I'll just kind of walk, and I'll have my prayer time then. Usually it's in the woods when I'm doing it, but I'll have a time where I'm just alone in nature with God. I just spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes just walking and talking with God and praising Him. So there's no real right or wrong way to do it. The point is to be with God, to make prayer a non-negotiable in your life.